They just kind of tear them up and wad them up and shove a bunch of it in the crusher. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate everybody's been watching Vlogmas so far. It's been really fun. Video every day in December. I've cleaned out a lot of older footage from throughout the year, shorter sales and things like that. But today I think we're gonna do an actual Vlogmas video. And basically what that is just taking a typical day and putting a camera on it and showing all of what we do. Just about to the end of Vlogmas, and I had a bunch of ideas that probably not going to get to all of them, so I'll save some of them for the next year. I'm headed to the restaurant today, and I told everybody I'd do a tour of that for Vlogmas, but Joe's not going to be down today. It'll be just me. So I'll probably save that tour for a time when he's actually down there to kind of represent some of those cars. What we're doing today is picking up this Blazer. It's one that came from the Oklahoma farm sale, and I've got a guy wanting it and the brown Jimmy. So he's on his way, I'm on my way. That's what the day's starting out. I did hear about an old junkyard there in Wichita that's closing, and so I'm gonna get some footage of that and see if we can make some pics there and figure out whatever else is happening today. I don't know that yet, but you're gonna see it. Here we are pulling into the restaurant. We'll just be loading the Blazer today. The Jimmy's stored at a different lot, and he's kind of short on time, which that'll leave me the rest of the day to, as they say, get out there and find an adventure. .400 had like a notch or something.
Externally balanced, not internally like
the
other ones. No, doesn't really matter. I got a guy that wants the body in the frame anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. Here, like,
There we go.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, this one had more glass in it. It had the sliders in the topper, and then there's actually extra windows in there to kind of put that other one back.
Short bed I brought to your house. Way out of whack. The trailer was just sitting there.
Goodbye, Blazer, and on to the next one for me. On my way to the junkyard now, but spotted a slight detour. There's a estate sale where they've got stuff laid out in the house, not an auction. So I'll go browse that real quick, see if there's anything of interest in there. I haven't spotted anything yet. Oh, here we go. Here's a hand-piece quilt or comforter. Those sell good at the flea market. You can tell the old lady definitely liked horses and mules and all the Western memorabilia that went along with it. Found a couple things. This kind of a neat stamped brass Last Supper portrait. I like that relief type work, either clay or stamped metal. I've got a big brass platter that's hung up in the garage, and so that'll look good together displayed. Most of my pie of hobbies is centered around old car stuff, but there is a fine art slice of the pie too. So then I also got a quart of engine oil. It's kind of in this bag thing that's starting to delaminate, so I'll use that right away so it doesn't become a storage hassle. A little bit of spot remover for detailing cars. Mouse blocks to keep the rats out. Interesting little mule coffee mug. Got a robot DVD for my son for Christmas. This is a robotics competition, and he's kind of into that stuff in high school, so he's not necessarily a car kid, but anything that's technical, kind of want to feed that interest. And whether or not he does anything with it career-wise, at least he can have a bit of a fluency and a bit of understanding for how technical things work. Then got this DVD for my wife. Little Christmas shopping at the estate sale. She's a huge dog lover. And this little wire basket, again, I just think they're neat, kind of along the lines of Andy Warhol shopping at Gristeed's Market for all of his Campbell's soup cans and Brillo boxes and things like that he was into for making his projects. I have half a dozen of these little carts, and I'll probably do something with them someday. And then of course the quilt, it'll go to the flea market. I did actually buy the light beer cooler. I wasn't really over the moon about it. Not into beer subject matter, and stuff that takes up floor space like that is not as easy to sell as signs or cans that you can put up on a wall or up on a shelf. And I kind of talked myself into it for 25 bucks because it was the second day of the estate sale and it was half price. So then as it actually ended up, I was about to load the thing and a guy walked up and he was like, "Oh man, I missed it. I gotta have it. What would you take for it?" I was like, "Dude, just give me 30 bucks. So I made $5 on it, owned it for about 3.5 minutes, and that was an easy way to sort whether I needed it or not. So it's gone, and I only had 20 bucks in all this stuff that you see here, which I thought was okay. I'll take a minute to make a quick update on t-shirts here. I was just about thinking I was ready, and it wasn't quite where I wanted to be. I'd had a goal of trying to have those things ready for Christmas, and now the place is pretty backed up, and thought I was starting early enough, but there's still a month lead time. So I've kind of backburnered that for a minute. But we'll get that design finalized and get with you guys. I'll make a post or something with final price and status. International shipping is not super cheap, but we'll figure out what we got to do. And here we are. Salvage time. We'll see what's here, see what's left anyway. This was an old time salvage. That old shack's actually pretty cool inside. Wish a guy could take that whole building and shrink it down for a model car project or train layout, because it's got the perfect weathered down look to it. All this stuff fixing to get scrapped out, unfortunately. It'll be going away. This was all full. They've taken a lot of it out. I'm gonna load some of these propane tanks. Cut for junk lanterns. So much of this stuff, it's either just too rough or it's already reproed. I'm thinking hard about this 63 front clip. It's all full of vehicles. Going away. Old 60s Riv isn't too bad of a parts car. '54 Pontiac there. This whole fence is lined with school buses. Those school buses were all full of parts. A buddy of mine bought all the tail lights. Looks like he might have missed a few there. He's been eBaying them. Every one of these spaces, there's a school bus full. And they've been flipped. So you can see the process to get rid of a school bus. They peel the frames out, and then they have to cut the frames down to length to fit in the crusher. This was an old laundry van. Kind of cool. I thought about cutting that side off to make a sign, but it's not the most interesting subject matter. They just kind of tear them up and wad them up and shove a bunch of it in the crusher. And there you can see bodies, frame sections. They've actually ripped out the axles, put all those in a pile. I think there's something about the, I can't remember, either the tires or the housings themselves or those rims, that it's either better or worse. Either want it in a different spot for the shredder, or they get docked for tires or docked for rims, or bonus for better metal. I don't know which way it was. You can see they're just pretty mangled up and tangled up. The one kind of regret that I do have, there was a 57 Chevy that the front nose would have made a super neat wall hanger, but I didn't make it here to cut that off. So it's all getting wadded in the pile, and into the crusher they'll go. A lot of deals made in there. A lot of stories that old shack can tell. A lot of old cars died out here. So I got the 63 Chevy front clip. Can't remember if that's Bel Air or Biscayne, if that upper molding, but both of them are on there. Then got some truck doors, all the propane bottles, some more tail lights, grills, steering columns, cutlass fender, and a bumper with the guards, and kind of an oddball 66-7 Nova two-door post door. Thank everybody for watching. Guess Vlogmas actually does technically go till the 25th of December, so there's just a few more topics here to do. This week is going to get super cold. I don't think it'll be above freezing for about a week. I think that one day it's supposed to be high around 8, so I'll probably hole up inside and edit some more footage through the year. Got some super cool ones in there I think you guys will really like, and then probably work up some more ideas, and then whatever we don't get to, there's always 2023, and then we'll look at doing junkyard walk around at Joe's Restaurant. You guys saw earlier in the year they did a open house at the junkyard there in Colorado, and I'm kind of trying to talk Joe into that. I don't know if that's an idea that he's on board for, but anyway, we'll see what 2023 brings. See y'all back.